Everyone told me that the UK is expensive, and after 8 years of living here, it is getting even more expensive. In 2026, the living cost looks very, very different compared to when I first moved here. And in today's video, I would like to talk about what is a monthly basic spend in Yorkshire, in Leeds, a city that is not London, so I think is a little bit more reasonable price, but still it is a lot more expensive compared to how it was before. So in Leeds, the monthly rent average is about £1,123, which is actually quite a lot cheaper for the living quality compared to in London, because I believe there will be a price of renting just a room in London. In Leeds also, the housing price is about 246 grand, still a lot cheaper compared to London and Manchester. But when it compares to how it was previously, in Leeds city centre, a premium studio now is about £1,000, and obviously depends on whether it is all bills included and whether it has other facilities like reception and gym, etc. But when I first started renting here in Leeds, my first apartment was a 2-bed apartment, and it was about 1,000 as well, 2-bed with 2 bathrooms. I was talking about 7 years back after I finished renting in university accommodation as a student. So the price growth is quite a lot. And my current mortgage for me, my monthly mortgage is about the same as the average rent, so about £1,100, and I got it locked down for 5 years, so I don't have to worry about sudden increase like how I was really worried about when I was renting. And so 1,100 is like a baseline of if you don't want to live with other people, just want the whole place on your own. And in addition to rent, when I first started renting, I always forgot to take into consideration is council tax. So all property that all the residents have to pay council tax unless you rent a shared accommodation. Usually the landlord will cover the council tax. And for council tax, if you are living on your own, there's a single person deduction and discount. And for me, when I was renting in the city center, all the property was a band C. In 2026, 2027, so this coming financial year will increase another £100 a year to 2020. There is something that you should take into consideration when you are renting. And I just checked in Leeds and in London, the council tax doesn't really vary that much. And just to remember what I'm talking about is a year, a financial year. So when you breaking down into monthly payment, is not that much difference. And for electricity and gas and water bills, I didn't really pay for these kind of bills before because my previous places are all bills included. When I first rent in the city center, bills was 100. The landlord said £100, all bills included, electricity, water, and gas. And for myself, I'm currently owning a house. I pay Octopus Energy £120 a month to stabilize how much I may pay. I don't want it to vary winter and summer, so it's 120 I pay monthly. For water, I pay about £40. So Wi-Fi is actually a bit more expensive than I expected. It's about £40 a month as well. So all the bills adding up together is still quite a bit of the money that you need to consider when you move out of city center. And another bills that I didn't consider before was home insurance and life insurance. So for home insurance, for me, it's about £26 a month, and for life insurance, is about £40 a month, which is extra when you are buying a house. I didn't think about that, but it is a must for you to own a place. So when you are moving out of rent, that should be considered as well. So roughly adding up together, my moving out from city center and owning my own place is that much difference compared to renting from someone. But as I say, the most beneficial thing is I don't have to worry about sudden rent increase, which is my main concern at the point that I want to be able to manage my budget a lot better. And from what my mortgage advisor said, the home insurance will decrease as you repay your mortgage, and I locked down my mortgage for 5 years plan, so I will always pay the same amount on a monthly basis. For food and transport, I would say that is the part that for me it increased the most. As I move out of city center, I spend quite a lot more commuting to city center when I am meeting up with my friends or have some other plans. The good part for West Yorkshire is all the bus fare has locked to £2.50 per trip maximum. And for trains, I currently have to get a rail card if I'm traveling with my partner. That saves about 30% when I'm traveling, which is quite a lot if we look at it with the times that we're traveling, the amount that we need to travel. And I have to admit that for grocery, I spend quite a lot more compared to when I was living in city center. Firstly, because I'm living with my fiance now, he eats a lot more, but he's paying for that. So I don't really worry about grocery. So yes, it is a lot more, but I'm not the one paying for that. And we are also guilty of not choosing a cheaper option. We choose the one with quality and convenience. We shop Ocado. So if you are wanting to going for a cheaper version, is probably you can manage your budget even better. We spend about 100 to 150 per weekly between us on our Ocado shops. And yes, when I live in city center, it was quite a lot cheaper. I usually go to Marks and Spencer and look for yellow stickers, which is just quite a lot cheaper when you shop yellow sticker. These are all the basic spend. There are a lot more if I'm going out with my friends, and if sometimes that I miss Taiwanese food, I'll buy from either Dragon Mama's Kitchen or from a brand called Handian, or go to special supermarkets to buy some ingredients to fulfill my East Asian taste bud. But that will be quite a lot more expensive, obviously, if you want to have like East Asian food. But for dairy, eggs, and like vegetables, this kind of like usual grocery, if you don't want to eat meat or seafood, is actually quite manageable, sometimes cheaper compared to Taiwan. So just adding everything I mentioned up together, my monthly spend in Leeds about £16.50 a month. That is all for essentials. I'm not adding up all the money that I spend on beauty, fashion, eating out with friends, because those are all discretionary. You can adjust based on how much you have left in a month. And for saving, I try to save a bit more if I can, but as I mentioned in my previous video, with all the housework going on, it's really hard for me to do some savings these days. Well, would I say is it worth it? I would say for those essential I spend in a month in Leeds, my quality of life is quite reasonable. Like that kind of money probably can't even afford renting a room on your own in London. So it depends on what I want. With that money, I think I'd live a really good quality life in Yorkshire. And as we are a double income household at the moment, yeah, the standard of living is quite reasonable. I didn't add up all the money I spent on Miso as well. For Miso's insurance on a monthly basis is about £50 because I pay for premium at the vet, and I also pay for his pet insurance, and it doesn't include all his other food and toys and other kind of spend I need to cover. Yes, that is all I want to share for today's video. Hopefully it helps a little bit if you're planning to move to Yorkshire. And if you like today's video, please give me big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share my video. And if you have any questions, please leave below in the comment. I'm more than happy to help. In the next video, I'm planning to share a bit of comparison between Leeds and Taichung, a city where I am originally from. If you're interested in that, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.